Alright, let's have to go live for a second. What up? What up, dudes? Alright, let's have to go live for a second. Okay. We sound fine. We sound fine. I don't have my mouse covering sweatshirt around. So you're going to hear clicking, and that's just your problem. What up, Segos? We're in a new location. The audio should be slightly better. A little less echoey. A little more full. Yeah. Starting 17 minutes early. It's me. 17 minutes early, just let people gather. Today's stream is a short one, as the entire Clan Clash event has been. So I wouldn't want people to show up 10 minutes after the stream started and it's already a game or two in. So we'll just hang out and talk. If you're listening to this in the future, not a part of the live stream, you can skip ahead. Looking at the clock, you can skip ahead about 17 minutes before it'll actually get started. We're just going to hang out. Hey, Art Splash, how you doing? I have been moving for too damn long. When did we start moving? Wednesday of last week? What day is it now? Friday? No, Saturday of this week? We have been moving solidly through that whole time. I've been putting shit together. The house is up. New office is set up. Grace and I have to go back to the old apartment and clean it today. Grab the last shit. So it's still not done. But we're trying. We're in the new tent. Ugh. I wonder what the office behind me looks like. Because there's a big old window, so you're probably just going to get blinded. Yeah, you just get blinded, but got the new office set up. That's why the sheet's there. It's because of that window, so you don't get blinded. It's also nice for the audio, but it's a little less important in this room. Last room had hardwood floors, which just made sound bounce and the audio quality suffered, but this room is carpeted. So, with the carpet, and then with this being a little closer to me, audio should be a lot better. So trying to get your husband to sign up for new player tournaments, grats on moving though, can be really annoying. It'll be fine the long term. I mean, we had to move because Grace's job's up here and my job's up here, so we had to switch jobs, so we had to move, but yeah. And your husband should play in the new player tournaments. He's probably going to win it on his first try. Easy game, easy life. "13 minutes left till we start. Just letting people gather. Hanging out. Throwing some Decay stuff, huh? the announcement came out that you can just buy individual packets, like you just buy the Empire, the Dwarves, or Nurgle. For someone like me that's going to buy all of them anyway, that's not such a big deal. But it's actually pretty huge overall. Because I know a lot of people that don't play this game a ton, don't want to buy a DLC for, like, you know, Empire and Dwarves if they literally only want to play Nurgle. Could you tell us about bans? The players didn't send in the bans of the replays, unfortunately. You already miss Old Hummus House? That's cruel and unusual punishment, Segos. No one misses Old Hummus House. Besides, we're going back there today to clean it up. Taking the dog with us. My cat survived the move just fine. He didn't give a single shit that we moved. He was like, oh, okay, this is my new house? Sweet. And he's just vibing. Hazel struggled a bit more. She's kind of doing okay now, but she definitely had some anxiety about it. So we don't want to leave her home alone all day when we drive back to Rochester and clean up the old house. So we're bringing her with. I am a little worried that'll confuse her more, where she's like, okay, back to my old house, but nothing's in it. Oh, we're leaving again. Back to the new house. But I don't know. Grieve, and I don't think anyone should play Nurgle right now until they get a serious DLC campaign rework, because the Nurgle campaign currently sucks just mega balls. It's terrible. With when Anticity used to stream, I did a co-op campaign with him at the start of Warhammer 3 with some other people. I forget who else was there. There was like 4 of us. I forget who else was there, but it was Tzeentch, Nurgle, Khorne, and Ogre? Something like that. And I was playing Nurgle, and Anticity was Tzeentch, and I could, like... He recruited a 20 stack of blue and pink horrors in, like, 5 turns. And I had 3 Nurglings. And it just wasn't even comparable, and the game was like... I haven't played Nurgle since then, so it's been maybe a year and a half. But it was like, okay, I can get you 1 more Nurgling in 4 turns, and Anticity's like, 4 more blue horrors this turn. Yeah, fuck this. So I ran south with Kugath, and, like, every turn I recruited a Lord. That was all I could do. So by, like, turn 25, I had legitimately, like, 17 Lords. And that was my army. It was just 17 Lords walking around as a clump. And I auto-resolved every single battle. And Anticity was just, like, following me, like, taking my cities behind me as I was running away. Just taking cities as I ran. Because Nurgle was fucking dog shit. Oh, the campaign was trash. I haven't heard good things about it since, so I assumed it hasn't changed, but maybe I'm wrong. Could you give your thoughts on this race power breakdown? Which race power breakdown? I feel like you're still typing it out because you threw a colon. Zero Fool, hope the move went good. It's almost done, but god damn it, it's been a lot of work. Like, since I last streamed, I have been consistently moving until, like, last night. It's crazy. There's just always more shit to do. But I hear we also aren't moving like most people moved. Where, apparently, you know, you can have your own experiences, but from people we talk to, people keep bringing this up. Apparently a lot of people, when they move, just, like, bring some stuff. Well, you get everything into the house, but then for the next couple months or so, you kind of live around boxes, and you just slowly take it down when you can. Grace and I were not like that. We just powered through everything. So we've completely set up the new house. Like, everything's out of boxes and shit. Don't know if that's typical or not. Grace also started to work this last week, so I was doing a lot of stuff myself while she was working. Which sucked, but it is what it is. And I took a day and just moved 2 tons of board games. Literally 2 tons, not doing the exaggeration of, like, oh, it was, like, so much. It was, 2,200 pounds of board games, so 2 tons. Moved it from the old house's basement into a moving truck and then into my self-storage unit up in the cities. So I moved 2 tons twice. That was fun. Zero, I prepare them before the move. I usually have videos scheduled out about 2 weeks in case things like this. Art Splash, that's not how we roll. We gotta get these gross boxes out of here. Everything must be unboxed. Eight minutes until the Total War games start. 3 minutes until I start doing the spiel. Is it really a clan clash when there's only one clan? There used to be many clans. There used to be. Then they all died. Alright, enough of staring at me in the main menu. If you want to, you can look back at the Photoshop. I'm going to message the players. So we have 4 replays and a live one today. We'll start with the live one. So Hannan's versus Hardress hasn't happened yet. It'll be the first game of the day and it'll be live. These other 4 have already happened, and we'll cast the replays. Now, for once, I've throughout the whole event, I've never watched any of the replays ahead of time. But I did know the winner because I was always, in contact with them about their next matchup to keep this thing moving, right? This time, I legitimately have no idea who won. I have no idea at all. Because they haven't had to tell me. There is nothing after this. So if the score is currently 4-0 from the replays that have already been done, I don't know that. Like, the players have kept it from me. So I am completely in the dark this time about who wins and what's going on. Oh, Morali? I'm still confused. Like, power breakdown of what? Can you give your thoughts on this race power breakdown, and then you have a colon, and then you just said a power breakdown colon again. But I need to know what race power breakdown. I'm just talking about between the 2 clan teams. Like, between the 2 ODM teams that are here. I probably favor the left-hand one. Like, all of them are pretty good players. ODM obviously fielded 2 very competitive teams if they got to the finals, but I personally think Hannan's is better than Hardress Warrior, which Hardress Warrior is weird. He's weird. Sometimes he plays, like, really bad, and sometimes he plays really good. I don't know. So, we'll see what Hardress Warrior shows up, but Hannan's is generally better. Hannan's recently has been taking really off picks, though. Because he was big in Warhammer 2, and Warhammer 3 he hasn't played as much, so he sometimes just takes, like, these wild-ass Warhammer 2 builds or something, and then they've been extremely nerfed into the ground over several patches, so then he just kind of gets shit on. But, I don't know, like, he's a good player. Right? So, anyway, I think round 1 will probably go to Hannan's. Round 2, I'd go to Green One. Green One and Razal are both amazing players. I think at his peak, Razal's better than the Green One on his specific faction picks. But Green One's better at more factions than Razal is, and Razal's probably out of practice, so I bet Green One. So that's, prediction-wise, it's a 2-0 start, the left-hand ODM team. And then between Moore, JMG, and Persian Warrior, I think they can pick up one more game against Loopy, Alfredo, and Salinator. That's kind of where my predictions lie. I think Alfredo will probably beat JMG. JMG is really good and has beaten me several times. So, not trying to shit on JMG, but I just think Alfredo is better. And then Moore and Loopy, Persian Warrior, Salinator. Persian and Salinator are roughly equivalent skill, maybe slight edge to Salinator. And then Loopy Moore, it depends. I think Moore in his prime was better than Loopy, but I don't know how much Moore has been playing. I also don't know how much Loopy's been playing. So that's the biggest question mark to me. Hi.
He's streaming in his new office.
I'm streaming in my new office. We start in like 4 minutes. I'm just bullshitting while people gather.
Oh, you've got your sheet.
Uh-huh. The camera's on if you don't want to be seen.
That's okay.
Okay, just make sure you do that. What you doing?
Hi. I'm just saying hi. You're
That's
first
fair.
stream in your new office.
Uh-huh.
That's exciting.
That is
Hey,
exciting.
go say hi.
Hazel has said hi. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Hazy Maze.
She's gonna go have coffee with me. Play Animal Crossing. Oh, Hazel.
She's gonna go have coffee with me? Punches you in the stomach? I don't know if she is. I don't know if she is gonna go have coffee with you. That's not, I'm gonna go have coffee with you behavior.
No, it is for Hazel. You punchy? Yeah, huh? Come on, Stinky.
Hey, you wanna hang out later? I'll punch you in the stomach. That's a yes.
Do you want me to leave this open, or?
Depends how much you want to hear or don't hear upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna close it.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye. Alright. Right side has Alfred. Yeah. I went through each of the matchups. I just think the left-hand side has, like, slightly favored matchups. Where camera? Oh, camera's on the other thing. Yeah, y'all are sitting on the Photoshop. Alright, 2 minutes left to start time. Let's go. Cash is here. Hi, Cash. So, what do we have today? Boom. We have the finals of the clan event, the clan clash. If you haven't been here until now, I mean, you missed out on a lot. You should go back and watch all the streams. Watch all of them. But we are here at the finals. ODM 1 versus ODM 2. Who will prevail? Let's check out who both these guys have had to fight. So, the event in general, I asked clans to get together 5-man teams to come fight to win a big old prize and all that stuff. And ones that were big enough and active enough to field 2 teams, fielded 2 teams. But any of the first teams got this round 2. They started here, like MTK1, ODM1, VOD's only team, NC1, XMT. Oh, they started back there, so whoops, rip. But and then RTK1 started up here. We did also have Mercenaries and XMT that just ended up in this background. And then everybody else's second teams had to fight through an extra stage if they wanted to prove that the second team was worth keeping around. So for ODM1, they started off with that quick buy round. They fought VOD instead of starting back here in round 1. Prevailed over VOD 3-2. They fought RTK2, who had themselves a super long climb over NC2 MTK1 to get here, but it was a 5-0, and now they are in the finals. For ODM2, a bit longer of a journey. They had to fight the Mercenaries team. 1-4, they did win. RTK1 took them 2-3. Then XMT, another 1-4, and they are up here. ODM, Civil War. Overall, the clan event did have, I think that is 6 2-3 score lines. 2 4-1s and 1 5-0. We'll see if today can continue the overall trend of close matchups, because those are always my favorite. Yeah. That's where we're at. Bring back Grace or Riot? Yeah. Young Tuberculosis, what up, dude? Have you seen Tariff's 3-week live stream about Thrones of Decay? No. No, I haven't. As for today's matchup, I was going through it a little bit before, but now it is officially 9 o'clock. I'll actually go through it more regularly. We do have the 2 teams here. Now, it is not a best of 5 in traditional sense, where if one side goes 3-0, the stream is over. We will be casting all 5 games no matter what, because if you take the time to join your clan's team, train for it for over a week, and then don't even get to play just because your team already lost, that kind of sucks. So, all 5 games will be played today no matter what. Round 1, we have Hannan versus Harvest Warrior. This will be played live, since they have waited for the live stream to do so. The other 4 are already done, so we'll cast the replays after that. We have Green One versus Razal, Moore versus Loopy, JMG versus Alfredo, and Persian Warrior versus Salinator. Pretty straightforward stuff. And starting out live, we do need to wait for these guys to get their first lobby up. And it appears they are delayed. Hummus, who's your favorite ODM player? ODM Pantalinade. Easy. Not even a contest. How dare you bring that up? Pantalinade's a G. He doesn't play anymore, but fucking legend. Tariffs through Extremes about the Thrones of Decay. Isn't that just like... hasn't he had different characters just like waiting for the Thrones of Decay is the whole bit? Wasn't one of them like Wolfric the Wanderer waiting for Thrones of Decay. Tarmakon is marching to claim the Thrones of Decay. Yeah, right now it's just a little maggot. Thought I am Chosen One. See, Chosen One, the bit was to pick someone who's so retired that I wouldn't offend anybody. Because if you pick someone who's semi-retired, then it's like, wow, he actually has a favorite. That's fucked up. But I just want Pantalinade because no one's seen or heard from him in like 6 years, so that's not offensive. Also, Sego's and Chosen One, since you're ODM, tell your clanmates to hurry the fuck up. It's 9:03 and I don't have a lobby yet. Oh god. Human Boy, do a live stream. Don't do replays. Human Boy, do things live. Alright, I'll do things live. Hashtag don't fucking show up. Just leave me sitting here. God damn it. Alright, if they don't have a lobby by 9:05, I'll move on to Green One versus Razal replay and just start casting that. Thrones of Decay announcement coming next week. Yeah, I was on a date with more. Classic. Dude, Chosen One, you and your ODM bros keep trying to tell me Skaven are good, and then I play Skaven and they're just utter dog shit. Alright, Hannan's got a lobby up. Let's go. I need a spectator slot, though. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say or not say, so I kind of need to move carefully here. I need to look up what's public. Okay, cool. So that is public. So CA got rid of their content creator program, and they replaced it with this program called The Exalted. I had to look up and see if that was even public. They got that online, so that's good to go. And we got in. So now it's like I'm getting a little bit more updates from CA, which is nice. But then that also puts me back in the spot, because since they canceled the content creator program in November, I've been working entirely off speculation. So it was pretty easy to just, like, off the cuff talk about things. Now it's like, oh, they've actually told me a couple things, and I'm under an NDA, so, like, what can and can't I talk about? What's just my opinion versus, like, insider info, you know? And it's not that big of a deal, but it is, like... Before, when I didn't know shit, I could very obviously be like, well, based on past experience with this and this and this DLC, I think this is going to be the patch schedule and shit like that. But now that I actually know things, I have to, like, cover my ground a lot more. Because if you end up being right, and then someone, like, half-assed reports to CA, like, oh, Human Boy told people, you know, the Thrones of Decay Nurgle Lord is going to be fucking thankful. Like, he told people that a long time ago. I'll be like, I was speculating and I happened to be right. But now that CA actually tells us some things again, it's like... I really have to be careful about, like, speculating in case I'm right. But anyway, yeah. Thrones of Decay should be fun. My problem with the lore is I also don't know a lot about Nurgle lore. So when people are like, I think it's going to be Tarmakon, I'm like, who the fuck's Tarmakon? And then CA on the back foot's like, I'm making this up, this isn't real. But when CA on the back end's like, I think you guys are going to be really excited about, like, Shusha riders. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Shusha rider? And a bunch of other content creators are losing their mind. Like, that's gonna be so cool. I've wanted those since tabletop. And I'm like, I don't know what this shit is. What the fuck are you talking about? Thanks, Gamma. Alright. We got game 1 of the Clan Clash Finals. This is live. Everything else will be a replay, but this game right here, right now, we have no idea the outcome. Even the players don't, because it literally hasn't happened yet. For Hard Rust Warrior versus Hannan, Tzeentch and Lizardman, 2 very top-tier factions. The Lizardmen bringing double Bastillodon Solar Engine. I have been seeing a little bit more of these guys recently because of their various buffs. They do have Blinded, which isn't new. But Flaming attacks now reduce the amount of healing you can get by 50%. Not that that matters too much against Tzeentch, but just saying we do see them for their fire damage. Magic attacks versus the demonic factions get through that physical resistance. And then they did get this brand new... They got Primal Instincts, but they also give a Vigor Regeneration aura. And they can no longer be flank attacked, which just means essentially Bastillodons have better leadership than before. So all the buffs, all of a sudden I'm seeing some niche builds that start bringing these solar engines in a little bit. We also have Skink cohorts, some with Javelin, some without, a bunch of Skink skirmishers to do some 360 pew-pew damage, and then 4 Ripperdactyl riders, one of which is the Class of the Hunters, and of course, a Salon Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. On the other side, for Tzeentch, it is the graphics card destroyer build. We have a bunch of blue horrors and pink horrors. The Sour Guts didn't like pink horror, really. We do have a Cultist of Tzeentch with Fireball and Cascading Fire Cloak. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch with his Halberd. Then 4 Screamers, 2 Centaurs of Tzeentch, and we do have an Exalted Flamer? Just one. Just one Exalted Flamer. ODM keeps trying to convince me the Exalted Flamer is actually really good, and I insist, no, it is in fact fucking terrible. What up, Looming? They're so bad. And by bad, I mean, like, the amount of micro you have to get to make them pay for themselves or do good damage just isn't generally worth it. Like, sure, if you spam your micro on them and play perfectly around them, you can get them to pay for themselves, but, like, there's a lot of other units that you can put that much effort into and, like, get insane value back. First little poke at the Skink cohorts, and then Blue Horrors will chase them away. One nice thing is the Exalted Flamer provides Warp Flame, which I'll admit I didn't know it did that. So it can lower the armor of these skinks, not that they have too much to lose, and then give them weakness to fire. It can kind of buff up the blue and pink horror fire, so I like that. That's a cool little tech piece. I still think the Exalted Flamer's fucking bad, but that is a cool tech piece. Now the Bastillodon Solar Engines are trying to poke down that Exalted Flamer. He's a fine target. They don't do that much damage. They're mostly a support unit these days. But if you are going to shoot a target, his tiny HP pool and single model, making it easier for them to hit him because they're generally pretty accurate, is a good target. They are poking him down. Javelin's moving in, poking him a bit more as that Sunbeam continues to pelt the Exalted Flamer and pushes him away. Blue Horrors are starting to get involved. They will clump up for a bit of a banishment that goes down their lines while the darts of all the Skinks fire in. And the Centaurs of Tzeentch are trying to get in here. Their armor piercing would be quite nice against the Bastillodons, but it's not going to be very good against the Ripperdactyl Riders. They don't have that much armor. If the Ripperdactyl Riders can choose their own engagements versus Centaurs, that'll be very good for them. Since they're flying, they can jump in when they need to. Exalted Flamer already almost demonic instability crumbling as he gets hit again by some Skinks, but the Skink darts make him dodge the big solar beam as he flinches away from it. Someone is getting a heal here. It's an Overcast or Regrowth on the Class of the Hunters who are currently tearing apart the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. Hard Rust Warrior is up a significant amount of damage value as Ripperdactyl Riders continue to fight with Screamers, and the Exalted Flamer gets poked yet again at a whopping 80 value. He is so close to demonic instability crumbling and just taking himself out of the game. Lizardmen are quite ahead now with healing in general, but especially Lizardmen healing. The longer a game goes, the better off they are, so they are just trying not to lose quickly so that they can deal with it. Goodbye, Exalted Flamer! You're so good! You're so good! Now, the counter-argument's probably like, well, Hard Rust took 2 Bastillodon Solar Engines to counter it. Sure. Sure. But I mean, any amount of artillery or light arms fire or a slight breeze can kill that fucking thing. Screamers have suffered a lot of damage. Some of them are still on the battlefield, but overall not feeling too good. Centaurs of Tzeentch still have a decent amount of health to play with, and this Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is down to less than half HP as he's trying to poke the Salon of Life right now. Our blue horror friends are running out of ammunition. Only the Sour Guts have a significant amount left. This guy has, you know, a third of his ammo, but it's just 2 volleys. And the Colossus Hunters dive back in. Toad Rage is popped, rampaging them, but giving them 50% more damage across the board, as they should tear into the Shrieking Sky Rays and the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. A Fireball pokes them down, and of course gives the entire Tzeentch army that little Wand of Whimsy buff, so they all get some melee attack and whatnot. Meanwhile, this is what the Solar Engines were born to do. Centaurs of Tzeentch are a really, really good unit, but their stats are low. And you can see with the Blinded debuff, they go to literally 0-0 for melee stats, making that armor-piercing expensive unit next to useless. So I am liking the Solar Engine tech so far from Lizardmen. Don't know why they needed even more buffs, but whatever, CA. Keep buffing Lizardmen. That was sarcasm. I fucking hate Lizardmen. Shrieking Skyrays and Blue Horrors both about Demonic Instability crumble any second now. And the Lizardmen are running very low on infantry units. They still have some of these skirmishing guys, but most of their real infantry are all dead. But with 3 very healthy single entities, and then some Ripperdactyls still running around, they should be fine to clean up this game. We will see. Tzeentch still has the Sour Guts. Tzeentch still has the infantry advantage and much more Blue Horrors with a lot more HP. And their Cultist is still fine. But their Centaurs are so depleted and their Lord is so depleted that I think the Lizardmen should be able to just grind this out. Lizardmen looking weak. Hopefully Thrones of Decay gives them some buffs. I hate all of you so much. I've missed these live streams where I just get teamed up on by a bunch of goons who say things explicitly to poke me. You're just pushing my buttons. Alright. Blood Statue despite trying to take out the Centaurs, but the Centaurs, without that debuff, do get a nice charge onto the Colossus Hunters and tear them limb from limb. The Solar Engines are now trying to finish off the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. Just getting a couple more shots onto him would push him away from this battlefield and get rid of that anti-large armor-piercing threat. More Ripperdactyls dive in. They get good damage onto the Sour Guts, but that brutal countercharge from the Centaurs of Tzeentch going to push them off yet again. The balance of power is getting a little ahead of itself. I guess it's all these skinks. That's fair. But if it was just the Salon and 2 Solar Engines, I actually think Tzeentch, it could be okay. Chaos Lord isn't feeling too hot. But you still have the Cultist, you still have Alts Infantry and these arm-piercing Centaurs that can do decent damage to these guys. And the Salon is a Salon of Life, so while he has a ton of healing, he himself doesn't have that much combat prowess, single-entity style. Still has a Blood Statue Despite, which I guess could kill off the Centaurs. Oof. Yeah, and if you kill off the Centaurs, then I guess it is GG. But with all these skinks nearby, with all those darts, it is also just adding to the GG. So I think Hannan is fighting well, but he's at too much of a disadvantage. Chosen One, I love your suicide pact here, where it's like, do I meme on Human Boy and shit on Skaven, or do I have my favorite faction, the Skaven, actually be a good faction for once in Warhammer 3? Nah, I'll shit on Human Boy, and you just take your own faction out. Alright. We do have Blood Statue of Despite, plus Dart Skinks, plus some giant solar bolts hitting the Sour Guts, trying to get rid of them in their ammunition pool, just to hurt the balance of power, but Hannans will throw in the towel, and Lizardmen prevail. Oh, Exalted Flamer. It went from 84 value to 208 as it was dying, so it must have gotten one volley off, but I still hate it. I still hate it. Centaurs did amazing. Screamers did fine. Chaos Lord did okay. Cultists did okay. And then the Horror spam, they did fine-ish. Grievin, now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. The Lizardmen are evil. They're Tzeentchian pawns. Solar Engines, not a ton of like raw value, but they were super annoying. We saw the debuffs on the Centaurs, and we also saw them poking down the Exalted Flamer. So that's just like, that's why you take them. They're never going to get the big sexy value. They're a support unit. Kind of like the Cultist. Where the Cultist didn't get amazing value, but it's like, I mean, he was providing the Wand of Whimsy for the Centaurs and Blue Horrors and stuff across the map, so it's kind of a difference there. Ripperdactyls, okay value. Hannan's was pretty darn good at catching them. Like, as soon as they would land, his Centaurs would just swoop in and slam these guys. So it looked like a pretty tough fight for Harvest to keep them up and going. But the Dart Skinks did their jobs, being constantly annoying. Other Skinks just chilled around. And, of course, your Life Salon that healed up everything else got 1,000 value. Chose one? Fair. Friendly Fire does not apply but blinded to your own troops. No, it does not. There was the live game. So then we go to the Photoshop. Boom. My boy Hannan's put on a show. But alas, the Exalted Flamer was no match for the Lizardmen. So Hardress Warrior takes the first point. Let's see how the replays went. I'm looking for Green One and Razal first. Green One and Razal. Green One taking his Norska. This triggers me. Nothing bad, but Green One playing is... It's versus Skaven! No! Razal, why? Razal, why would you do this? I was literally about to say, Green One didn't do anything wrong, and he did. He didn't do anything wrong, but I swear, the last, 4 clan wars, I've been knocked out by fucking Norska. And 2 out of those 4 times, it's Green One's Norska. And I'm so tired of it, so I'm like, oh, I just saw Green One's Norska, I'm like, oh, Green One Norska always triggers me because I play Skaven and I get my shit rocked. And then I turn, and I'm like, oh, Razal's playing Skaven! Good! I get to watch Skaven lose to Norska. Green One's Norska. Again! Well, fuck again! I'm so pissed. So pissed. Especially because the last time I lost on Skaven vs. Norska, I'll shut up and get to the game in a second. You can't unpause it, so you're stuck here. Last time I lost, I was so pissed. I had Eshin Triads and Rat Ogres fight Skin Wolves. Just one Skin Wolf versus one Rat Ogre on top of an Eshin Triad. And the Skin Wolf won! The 950 gold fucking Skin Wolf beat a Rat Ogre, 700 gold, and an Eshin Triad Halberd unit, 700 gold. Feels good! Feels good to be Skaven, guys! Feels good when your Skin Wolves can just plow into fucking Halberds and win! And win! Must be nice. Must be fucking nice. I hate this faction. I hate Skaven. I hate Warhammer 3. I'm not playing anymore. I'm not going to play this game anymore because it's a shit game and I don't want to play it. You can't make me play it. Alright. Skaven versus Norska. I don't know why we're doing double Giants versus Skaven, but sure. Especially... Wait, no. I'm calling out ODM bullshit. ODM bullshit. ODM is constantly telling me that Poison Globes suck and that you need to take more Night Runners. But then ODM is also taking double Giants into Skaven, which are weak to Night Runners. I don't get it, I don't understand it, and I hate it. For Norska, which the Green One is very good at pounding my Skaven with Norska, so I'll trust his judgment. 4 Skin Wolves, this is the bane of the matchup. Regenerating Monstrous Infantry with really high weapon strength, 2 Norscan Ice Trolls, Throg the Troll King, 2 Giants for some terror, and then a Fire Sorcerer with Burning Head, and then some dogs in the flank. No Norscan Ice Wolves. I do think the Giants are not optimal here. I also think the Norscan Ice Trolls aren't optimal here versus Skaven. It feels like he might be memeing a bit because he has Throg and Ice Trolls, so he's going thematic. On the other side for Razal, we have Skaven Slave Spears as the front line, some Night Runners, Blightscab's Plague Pack, this is Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, Poison Wind Globes on each side, Warp Grinders, just 1. Then we have Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, a Rattling Gun, Rat Ogres, and Wolf Rats with a Gracier on top and 1 Eshin Triad. I am worried for Blightscabs because if Green One's paying attention, he can just Burning Head them once and then he lost 1,000 gold value. But Throg sprints straight into Rattling Guns and is definitely regretting that. He is not feeling good, Mr. Krabs. We need a Burning Head through there. Dogs get a rear charge on the Wolf Rats, though. They're going to route them off soon, as the Norscan Ice Trolls are already going to route. So do the Marauders, and Throg is out of here, too. A little bit of a whoopsie start here from the Green One. More Trolls charge in. They're going to try and stop the Rattling Guns, but they do take too much leadership debuffs, and that's why I really don't like Trolls in this matchup, is because they're so cowardly, they make the Skaven look brave. Skaven or OP, you're just a bad player. It's true. Well, actually, both can be true. I can still be a bad player, and Skaven can be bad. Alright, the Giants are in, just trying to club around. Burning Head. Burning Head. Please, God, use Burning Head. Burning Head. There it is. Blightscab's Plague Pack gonna die. And there goes a lot of their HP. Wasn't as good as I thought. It looks like some of their models are down here, so the Burning Head wasn't dead center. Meanwhile, the Giant and Throg are going to go try and snipe out the Vidente Grias, the plague, the Grey Seer of Plague. Dreaded 13th is out onto Throg and the Giant. They do need to opt out. Skaven are way ahead on the balance of power. Blightscap's Flag Pack pushing off the Skin Wolves, taking a little bit of Poison and Globe friendly fire. Meanwhile, the Skin Wolves are opting in. They're going to do some damage. And the Norscan Ice Trolls in the back. Looks like they're going to get routed again. Clan Rats are summoned on top of them, and they're fighting Rat Ogres and the Grey Seer, so they get pushed away. Rattling Guns point blank firing up at the Giant. And, sorry. This pauses to meme. I actually have something to say. Can you send replay to Guillaume? Guillaume has been casting this whole event in Italian, and I need to make sure that the live players send that replay to him before they play another game and overwrite their autosave file. So, I forgot that and just wanted to make sure that my fellow caster, Guillaume, got his replay. So I'm very sorry for that, but I just remembered I was like, shit, don't delete the replay! Norscan Ice Trolls charging to Poison Globes, take a lot of damage on the charge, but the charge bonus should keep them in it, and then maybe winning melee combat will help them get through the rest. The Giants and Throg are still trying to grind through these guys. So Stormvermin Halberd Summon is here, poking away at Throg and the Giant. Balance of power is Skaven favor, and I would agree. I think there have been some key mistakes from Norska in this game, and it is costing them. Big Burning Head through the Night Runners, does a lot of damage, is going to push them off. And the Skaven are also relying on some summons, so we're going to lose a Stormvermin Halberd, we're going to lose a Clan Rat here, so the balance of power is a little inflated, and it should be getting just a smidge better for Norska now. Skin Wolves are back in for their second round, and it looks like they'll be opted out for a third round later. Throg is still just standing in the middle of things and taking damage as Pit Fighters Hell's Deep and a bunch of spears are trying to deal with him. Ashen Triads and all this stuff are moving up. We know Burning Head is on cooldown because it was literally just used, but man, that would be a juicy target. All those things piled up. Be a gross Burning Head. Poison Globe's going to throw at Skin Wolves again, who look like they're not going for the Poison Globes. They're trying to run over to help Throg, and they will do very well against the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. Pit Fighters only have 34 melee defense. They're mostly offensive units, so when they get attacked by something like this, their defenses just can't hold up. Not that they should. This should be a winning engagement for Norska, but there's a bunch of support for this Skaven coming in to help out. And Norska's still grinding away as best they can. They have the dogs helping out the Giants here, and the Giants' terror should get some things routing so the dogs can just spend their time chasing them off rather than actually straight up fighting things. Warp Grinders use their Warp Quake and Seismic Snare. Now Throg is netted in place, so are his Skin Wolves. And something just happened to this guy. I thought I saw the Shaman Sorcerer flash for some reason. Mass route on this side. Rat Ogres are terror routing. They will probably rally and start fighting back against the dogs again. It looks like Skin Wolves are having to opt into this main fight. But the Globes get to throw at the Skin Wolves yet again. How are you settling into the new home? Pretty good. It's been a lot of work. Pretty good. Bound Scorch from the Grey Seer hurts the dogs enough to get them to rout away from the Rat Ogres. Meanwhile, Skin Wolves get pushed away by the Poison Globes. Throg finds an opportunity to duel with the Grey Seer again, and this is really like the last shot. I almost said the Greenskin for some reason. Norska has to win this game is to kill the Grey Seer and just rely on the Lord Snipe to lower the leadership of everything around him. But Throg's going to get routed by the Night Runners and such. Another key Burning Head going through the center and is going to hit a lot of stuff. Does more damage to Blightscap's Plague Pack. But I think Norska is just too far behind. I really, really don't like the build from Norska. I had several issues with it. Like, the Norscan Ice Trolls are fucking worthless in my opinion. And Giants are also terrible versus Skaven, so I don't really know what that was about. There was also some misplays in game from Norska, like Burning Head not going onto Blightscap's right away, and then when it did, they were more spread out, or like Throg YOLOing in a bit alone and then getting deleted by Rattling Guns and such, just put him on the back foot. So, ugh. Now I have to watch chat just constantly say Skaven are an S-tier faction when Throg walks up and gets fucking deleted by Rattling Guns for free. And I'm really not sold on Giants. I'm not sold on them. Grey Seer's chilling. At this point, Norska's way too far behind and too much is going well for the Skaven. Like, their Grey Seer's under no threat. As long as Throg and the Skin Wolves are kept so low that they can't actually get back near him, he's going to be fine, and if he's fine, then the Skaven are fine. Blight Scab's Plague Pack plus the Eshin Triads and the Globes clean up the rest of the stuff. There's army losses, and that's it. GG. And this isn't even Heal Kite. Dude, you have no idea how much this shit triggers me. You have no idea. I was playing against it was Captain Telis. In my Skaven versus Greenskins, I snipe out his Lord, and then his Lord gets down to 175 HP, and Ikit Claw follows his Greenskin Lord off the map. Legitimately 7 minutes of in-game time. He can't do any damage to him. He can't kill him. And then I lose the game because I couldn't fucking Lord snipe him, so I couldn't tear out things fast enough. And I lose the game. And then, like, people are like, no, dude, Skaven aren't bad. You have like 9 reasons why the Skaven are bad, but I'll send you this replay of Skaven being good. And it's like, my opponent took a wild-ass build and then made a crucial mistake, but Skaven are good. I'm like, no, your opponent fucked up! Like, he fucked up! Why did Throg walk in and just get rally gunned? Why do we have trolls? They rout instantly. They don't do anything. Just take more Skin Wolves, man. Just take Norscan Ice Wolves like you do versus me in every fucking Clan War game. You've beaten me in the Clan War like 5 Clan Wars in a row, taking the same fucking build. And even when I know it's coming, I can't beat it. And then you fight Razal in the finals of the Clan event. You take 2 fucking Giants? And some Ice... What is this? What am I looking at? Just use the build that you beat me with every time! Just use the build you beat me with every fucking time! Why would you do this? Oh. I wish people would take these builds into me. Then I could win a fucking game of Skaven like one time! Like one fucking time! Dogs did well. Be nice if you had 6 of them instead of 2. Skin Wolves mostly got peeled off, but they're more just annoying. Norscan Ice Trolls got fucking rolled. Marauders got rolled. Giants, 1 got deleted. The other one did okay. Firecaster did well. No issues there. Throg did well. No issues there. Spirit of the Gourd. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, Hank wins at trolling me. Blightscab's Plague Pack did okay. They avoided some of the Burning Head damage, but their leadership was high enough that, like, 1 good Burning Head wasn't enough to fully kill them, and then they kind of just lingered around, and then some other Burning Heads tickled them a bit, but didn't quite kill them. The Rattling Guns actually managed to pay for themselves. Though, considering how much they got to shoot Throg and then the Giant, you'd think that they'd do more than just pay for themselves, but they did. So, good job, Rattling Guns. Good for you. Rat Ogres did okay. Eshin Triads did okay. Globes did very, very well. Warp Grinders did fine. Wolf Rats honestly did better than I would think, considering they got rear charged by poisoned dogs right away. Night Runners did amazing, and Skaven Slave Spears did fine. Greyseer also did fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I hate all of you. I hate all of you. When the I'm retiring from Total War Warhammer multiplayer video comes out, I want you to remember today, because today's fucking why. Why? Why is this happening? Oh, God. All right, it's a 2-0 so far to the right side ODO. So far, my predictions are 0-2 for who would win. But that's fine. Everything's fine. I'm chilling. All right. Moore versus Loopy. Let's go. Let's go. Let me guess. It's going to be Skaven versus Dwarves. No, that would be 2 Skaven favored. What's another one that's terrible? Skaven versus Slaanesh. And Slaanesh isn't going to take any rampages or any leadership debuffs. And the Skaven are going to win. And then everyone's going to yell at me. And I'm going to be sad. And I'm going to cry. And you guys are going to bully me some more. And it's going to be great. This is early? Yeah, Butcherbird. I have to go back to Rochester and clean the old house. Okay. We have some spice. Now notice, when it's not a Skaven game and there's some spice, I'm positive. And when it is a Skaven game, I want everyone to bring the most meta shit and pound Skaven to fit my narrative. See that? See what's happening here? It's called caster bias. So we have double Hellblaster volley guns from more. Now, I just want you to note, if you're paying attention to the score, the Empire has to win this if the left-hand ODM team is going to have a chance. If the Dark Elves win it for Loopy, it is a 3-0, just so you know. So, more and the ODM left team betting it all on double Hellblaster volley gun. Marcus Wolfhart with just his net, then a Shadows Cast with Pendulum and Melkoth's front line of Swordsmen, then some Free Company Militia. I hate this unit. I hate it. And then Empire Knights, Halberdiers, and Sterling's Revenge, more Free Company Militia. Some really good Empire players use Free Company Militia, so it is definitely just a me problem, but I really struggle to make Free Company Militia do very much. But I know a lot of good Empire players like it, so it's not like an objectively bad unit, it's just one that I struggle to get much use out of. Alright. For the Dark Elves, we have 2 Shades with great swords for some armor piercing. Bunch of Bleak Swords, moving up Marathi with her Bound Doom Bolts, as we just saw, but also Soulstealer, Pit of Shades, and Melkoth's. Siren of Red Ruin, Bloodrack, Medusa, ROR, Colden Knights, and Dark Riders along the flanks. So a lot of cavalry from them. And the Shades start off early onto the Free Company Militia, and a Pit of Shades on the Hellblaster crew. I actually don't know how much damage that does. That's not like a, I don't know if that was a good choice. It's like a, I don't know. Looks like it did pretty good. Yeah, it's going to rout them. All right, Pit of Shades on artillery crews. Pretty good. Thumbs up. Hellblaster volley guns plus the Free Company Militia push away the Shades, though, and buy the Empire a bit of time. Now, I will say the Cav engagement is quite delayed here from the Dark Elves. This one flank is too far behind. The other flank is moving in, but you can see there's a big, wide open area right now for the Empire because they got to dedicate all their Cav to this fight. It's because that flank was a little delayed, so a bit of a whoopsie here from the Dark Elf player. We'll see if Loopy can get them into position fast enough to at least kind of punish the Empire, dedicating all their resources to one side. But he's going to wish that they were in position ahead of time. Now, Pit of Shades from Marathi plus some other pressure has already pushed off Free Company Militia. Already got rid of one of the Hellblaster volley guns. But Sterling's Revenge are making sure that she pays for it. She will have to use a Soul Stealer to heal herself up at this rate. Siren of Red Ruin gets poked by the Hellblaster and some spears. And now it looks like the Shades of Loopy are moving back up to start firing at the Free Company Militia. But Empire Knights have sallied forth to stop them. Now, this is actually pretty clever from the Dark Elf player. Taking the Shades with Greatswords gives them armor piercing, so they can fight back against the Empire Knights decently if they want to. But also now that the Empire Knights have committed to chasing down the Shades, it does leave the backline more open to these Dark Riders. And some of the Empire Knights of more are back already peeling, so good work there. We'll see how much they can do. The Dark Elves have gotten their murderous prowess popped, so the Dark Riders have more stats than you would expect. And we have Coldwell Knights coming in as well that would love to fight those Empire Knights. More and more Dark Elf cavalry is just pressuring and being annoying. It looks like a big Pit of Shades from Marathi comes in. Gonna hurt the Free Company Militia quite a lot. And the Empire Knights get stuck in here for a bit. Empire's very ahead on the balance of power, though. And I would agree, though I think the Dark Elves are making some good plays to try and come back in it. These Dark Riders do eventually just get toasted. We have Coldwell Knights struggling against all the Free Company Militia and Empire Knights and, like, everything. Just mass attrition damage. Hellblaster volley gun still online for now. Looks like it's still maybe trying to shoot the Siren of Red Ruin when it can, which is getting shots out here and there. Now, one thing to note for the Empire is Marcus Wolfhart is a lot of balance of power, and so is the Grey Wizard, but neither of them are very effective melee combatants, and Marathi can heal herself back up. So if we get into a late game with just these two single entities versus, like, Marathi, I would probably bet on Marathi to win that. Just a note for the balance of power. Sign of Red Ruin, trying to fire into these guys, then they get too close, she just does her charge attack. She should beat up on those Empire Knights. They are very low, and there's even a Whale of Malice to finish them off. Terror routes them away. Nice job securing that. Marcus Wolfhart does get a Hunter Snare off right in front of Sterling's Revenge and another tattered remains of Free Company Militia. They're getting really good damage out on Marathi. She needs a Soul Stealing. She needs to run right now. The net has worn off, but she hasn't moved just yet. She's just sitting here, dying away. No movement orders to get out of here just yet. Now throws out a Melkoth's, but did not opt out of the fight. Shatters, and that will take the rest of the Dark Elf army with it. Left-hand ODM team still in the fight. 1-2. For more, Marcus Wolfhart's net. He himself did get a lot of value, but that net was really good. I mean, it got Marathi pretty much killed at the very late game. One Hellblaster volley gun was shut down by a Pit of Shades. The other one got its value back firing away at those Shades and the Siren Red Ruin and stuff. Free Company Militia doing very well in this matchup. I guess mostly Sterling's Revenge, but the other ones did okay. Without if you take out Sterling's Revenge, the other ones, none of them paid for themselves, but, well, that one did. Still did okay. Empire State Troops did solid, just holding the line. GG overall. For Loopy, Marathi got a lot of value. Sign of Red Ruin struggled a bit. Shades did okay. Cold One Knights struggled a bit. They were mostly outnumbered, and then his Dark Riders struggled as well. Bleak Swords got rolled. Why don't you pay a company to clean the old house? We don't have money. We don't have money. Things cost money. Lots of money. All right, what does that bring the score to? 6-4? 7-8? 9-22? No. It's 1-2. JMG and Persian Warrior, if they can 2-0, we can reverse sweep this. If Alfredo or Salinator get a win, it's all ogre. I'm gonna skip that one. I actually do not know who wins. But fine. You know what? Fine. We'll go in order. We'll do the Alfredo versus JMG. I wanted it so if the final game goes to Persian Warrior, this would have been hyped to cast as the last thing, because it would have been like ODM, you know, the right side, ODM, I believe that's 2? Yes, ODM 2 betting it all on double Exalted Flamer. But we'll go in order. So second to last game of the day. Double Exalted Flamer. Once again, you are rooting for the Lizardmen if you want this to come down to Game 5 being what determines it all. You were rooting against double Exalted Flamer as the Demons of Chaos take on the Lizardmen. For the Demons of Chaos, we have the Barons of the Bog, double Exalted Flamer of Zinch, Svarik, the Feathered Prince, Shrieking Sky Rays, Herald of Corn's Furies, Bloodcrusher Arawar, a front line of Nurglings, and Blue Horrors to back them up, including Chronic Abominations. On the other side for Lizardmen, it's a bunch of Sacred Croxagors. Then we do have two Bestilled and an Ark of Sotex. Ark of Sotex? Why would you do that? Okay. Salon Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. Colostodon Hunters as well. And then a bunch of Skink Cohorts with Javelins. Why would we do Arks of Sotex? Why is that happening? Why is that a thing? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Exalted Flamers fire sideways into the Barons of the Bog. Do a little bit of damage here and there. And the Heralds of Corn's Fury take an awful lot of damage as they try to retreat. Alfred's build could have 100% been yours, Hannan. He's always stealing things from you. It's true. Alright, Skink Cohorts Javelins routing off with full ammunition due to the Exalted Flamer pressure and the charge of the Barons of the Bog. And why do we have Exalted... Why do we have Arts of Sotek? That's the thing. Oh, we have a Quaddle! Why do we have a Quaddle? I have questions. I have many questions. Alright. We have a Quaddle. I didn't even notice him. He was so sneaky. Colostodon Hunter's getting into a fight. Toad Rage popped to help them against Shrieking Skyrays and Svarik, though it looks like overall they will lose that fight just because they're so outgunned with, you know, a giant single entity lord being there. Life Salon moving up with his forces, but the Sacred Croxagors are getting kited out by the Exalted Flamers and the Blue Horrors. And those guys just get lit up. Bound Banishment goes through some of the Blue Horrors. And the Exalted Flamers are already almost out of ammunition. That's insane to me. And they did a bunch of friendly fire to their own Blue Horrors of Zinch, which is a thing that happens. Okay, and, yep. What is this? What's happening now? What's happening now? Oh, it's a Thunderbolt from, the Quaddle, wherever it is. Yeah, go Quaddle, go. Heralds of Corn's Furies do manage to catch out the Colostodon Hunters. Their Rampage might have brought them into a bad situation. Gaze of Fate nets them in place, too. And the Quaddle need to get out of here. The Colostodon Hunters are a lost cause. Demons of Chaos are up on the balance of power for now. That we do have some Croxagors and the Salon piling into this Exalted Flamer that still has some ammunition you could deplete, or deprive them of. This Exalted Flamer is trying to fire sideways, but he is obstructed by his own Exalted Flamer brethren. The Ark of Sotek is moving over here to fight them as well. In the distance, Sacred Croxagors get isolated versus two Nurglings and the Barons of the Bog. Those are not odds that favor the poor Croxagors. And the Quaddle still trying to fight his way out. But the Heralds of Khorne's Fury are here, and the Lizardmen are just severely down on DPS. They've lost all their Skinks, they've lost almost all their Croc scores, and they're down to just 2 Arcs of Sotek. Why? 2 Arcs of Sotek and a Salon Mage Priest of Life. Exalted Flamer still firing in sideways. These guys cost 1,500, don't they? These guys cost 1,500. Am I not mistaken? Whole bunch of Warp Flame going down. Now these guys are on fire, so that Earthblood is cut in half. The Exalted Flamer still trying to hurt the Croc scores. They're not really hurting them, but man, they're trying. Flamers are actually pretty sick. I still don't see it. ODM keeps telling me these things, but I really don't see it. So this Flamer used all of its ammo, didn't even pay for itself. This Flamer used almost all of its ammo and has now gotten a whopping 74 extra value. And they take a lot of micro to keep alive. Like last time we saw Exalted Flamers versus Lizardmen, they just got fucking deleted instantly. The Arcs of Sotek are in. Blood Statue of Despite hurts the Barons of the Bog a little bit. As these Arcs of Sotek are doing their best. I think the Arcs of Sotek are definitively, like, mathematically the worst, though. I think they're just the worst variant of these guys. Because the Arcs, like, are terrible, aren't they? Their ability. At this point, we are down to just 3 single entities of Lizardmen, and they are supremely lacking on damage. Svark can take his time and just blue fire spam these guys from the distance. Heralds of Khorne's Furies can cycle charge them. And Shrieking Skyrays can come over and cycle charge as well when they need to. Svark's going to dive in. As a pretty decent melee combatant himself, he'll do fine here. His armor piercing damage will do fantastically. And yeah, go them, go. I feel like ODM's being a little silly here. A lot of these games today, I'm looking at the builds, I'm like, are these for real? Are these for real? These real builds that are happening right now. Another Blood Statue Despite is happening onto Heralds of Khorne's Fury. Barons of the Bog are going to die off soon. And a Bound Banishment rip through the Chromatic Abominations, but good dodge here from Alfredo, and then he's going to back off. Deal with them that way. Quick blue fire in. Honestly hits more Demons units than it hit the Bastiladon. The Bastiladon didn't even get the Warp Flame debuff, so yeah, it actually entirely missed. Svark diving back in onto the Salon of Life, and actually Lizardmen are coming back on the Balance of Power, which is a little insane. Earthblood out to heal these guys up some more. Barons of the Bog are gone. Heralds of Khorne's Fury are also gone, leaving just an Exalted Flamer and Svark to try and fight. Salon's on fire. This regrowth that's coming in for him now will be cut in half, but still, it's something. It'll get his vigor back. It'll give him a little bit more regen, but these Chromatic Abominations are living their best life firing in. I love how that Nurgling just demonic disability crumbled next to a bunch of shattered units. First time I've seen blue fire miss. Yeah, after the last nerf or whatever, it's actually struggling pretty hard. Blue fire is. Svark is trying to beat up on the Salon. Earthblood trying to heal it up. Salons can Terror out, I believe. I don't think they're ITP. And if he Terror outs, that would be a bit of a disaster for Lizardmen, so he really needs to try and keep this Salon at least fighting. But the Chromatic Abominations are going to make sure that's not a thing. Getting good damage against the Salon of Life. And the Lizardmen are trying to claw this back somehow. There's the Terror out, though. And it's going to turn into a real route? Nope. He manages to rally briefly. If he actually routes, this is GG. But if he can somehow rally, then he might be okay. Shield the Old Ones himself. Oh, he didn't bring Shield the Old Ones. Alright. Svark's just trying to chase him off. He is getting isolated enough, pushed away from the Bastiladons, though, that I think he'll just route anyway. Cold-Blooded is going to keep him in it. And Earthblood onto the Bastiladons, not onto himself. I guess he just thinks he's dead enough that it doesn't matter. I mean, Svark can kill all 3 of these guys, though, at this point. I'm in a ×2 speed through the very slow single-entity duels. But there goes the Salon. And there goes the game. GG, well played. For Alfredino's Vark, got a lot of value. Herald's Corn's Fury struggled a little bit, but got some stuff done on the battlefield. Exalted Flamers overall did do quite well. Protected the shit out of them. I'm suspicious of the double Arc of Sotek and the Quaddle, but he did protect the shit out of him. That is true. Shrieking Skyrays did very, very well. The Chromatic Abominations did amazing. Barons of the Bog honestly did some good blocking, and Nurglings were around. Good for them. For JMG, Lifeslon did well. Skip. Ripperdactyl Riders also did well. Sacred Croc Scores got rolled for the most part. Distilled on Arcs of Sotek got about 800 value apiece. And then Jab Skinks all got destroyed. By the Exalted Flamers, by the Pink Fire, by the Blue Horrors a little bit too. And Barons of the Bog and Heralds of Corn's Fury just charging through them. GG. I don't know about that one. I don't know about the Quaddle. I don't know about the Quaddle. Literally, the only faction I've seen the Quaddle be good against is Skaven. And y'all know how I feel about Skaven right now, so that should tell you how I feel about the Quaddle. What is this? Okay, so we just have Warriors of Chaos Bretonnia left. Will it be another epic 3-2, or will it be a 4-1 in the favor of Alfredino's? I believe this is ODM 2. I forgot which is 2 and which is 1, but I believe Green One was head of ODM 1. All right, let's see it. Persian Warrior versus Salinator. Last game of the clan event. Last game of the stream. Warriors Chaos versus Bretonnia. I usually root against Bretonnia out of principle, but this time I'll root for him just because I love a 3-2. So let's go, Bretonnia. Those words feel gross coming out of my mouth. I hate it. I hate rooting for Bretonnia. They're gross! They're gross. But I will be an impartial caster. I will do my job.
To return victorious.
Okay. Everyone focus up. Impartial casting time. The trash build with Warriors of Chaos is going to lose to Mighty Bretonnia. We have Chaos Warhounds with Poison, Valkia the Bloody. We have an Exalted Hero of Tzeentch, and he is bringing Colossal Strike. He didn't bring his crazy little Shop of Horrors that could give him Fate of Bina, so he is just being used as a halberd hero. Summoners of Rage, Dragon Ogre, ROR for that armor-piercing anti-large, Skull Crushers for armor-piercing anti-large, Knights of Immolation up in the sky, and then a Metal Caster, Chaos Sorcerer Metal with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom. On the other side for Bretonnia, the Chad, the legend, who will definitely win this game. We have 5 Peasant Mobs, 4 Mounted Yeoman Archers, King Lu and Leanker up in the sky. Companions of Quenelles, Knights of the Lionhearted, Knights of the Realm, Hippogriff Knights, my favorite unit in the whole game. I have no complaints about them. They're perfectly designed and just perfect. They're just perfect in every way. Field Trebuchet, and then a Damsel of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. My favorite 2 spells in the whole game. I love them. I love the shit out of them. Let's go, Bretonnia. You're going to win this game, and I'm going to be so happy about that. Now to Yeoman Archers getting a little bit of damage onto Skull Crushers before they had to back off. Skull Crushers do get a charge on the Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Realm going to try and back off as Trebuchets punish the Skull Crushers' advance. For now. Bretonnia has almost no frontline, though. These 5 Peasant Mobs will disintegrate faster than you could ever imagine. But it looks like a very effective cycle charging from Bretonnia is really blunting the Marauders' impact before they can even kill off the Peasant Mobs. Plague of Rust Overcast onto the Royal Hippogriff Knights lowers their armor down to 30, allowing the Knights of Immolation with their high stats but low armor piercing to actually trade super effectively into here. So this was a really, really good tech piece by the Warriors of Chaos, and just so damn effective at taking out the Royal Hippogriff Knights, even with a Regrowth and Earthblood. They aren't withstanding this at all, as Valkia's fire damage plus the Knights of Immolation fire damage reduces their healing so much they just get knocked out. Really, really good plan and execution there by the Warriors of Chaos. Summoners of Rage moving in. Skull Crushers Corn also flanking. And the Knights of the Realm take a lot of damage, probably going to rout any second now. Trebuchet is almost shut down, but the Summoners of Rage and the Caster, but the Companions of Quenelles? No, these are the Knights of Lionhearted. Knights of Lionhearted are going to surround the Caster, try and get some damage down, but their lack of armor piercing is hurting them versus this Chaos Sorcerer of Metal. And the Summoners of Rage are getting in some good poke here and there onto these Knights as they all try and kill off the Caster. Exalted Hero of Tzeentch diving in, just contributing his halberd nonsense And a quick, ooh, that's the lightning from the Summoners of Rage. It's gonna rip through the Knights of the Lionhearted. Ow, ow, ooey, owie, they're all dead. They're just all dead. There they go. And then an overcasted Searing Doom onto the Companions of Quinel's who just charged in. And this is a brutal shellacking from the sides of the Warriors of Chaos. And Persian just surrenders right then and there. Well played to Salinator. Really good value on his Doom Knights and the Dragonuggers. Skullcrushers didn't get too much done, unfortunately. Hero Squad did very well. Dogs got mostly pushed off, and Marauders got mostly slammed. No side for Persian Warrior. Loon was doing okay. His Hippogriff Knights got slapped. His Knights overall got slapped. His Trebuchet's doing well. His Mounted Yeoman Archers, I mean, they were doing well, and the game ended. And Peasant Mobs were around. Losing those hippos was brutal. Yeah, Plague of Rust to support the Knights of Immolation was actually really clutch. Because they have a really high weapon strength. 80 weapon strength is nice, but it's just not a ton of armor piercing. So lowering these guys' armor down from 90 to like 30 was brutal. That's just a good combo. That right there is just done a good combo. This is crisp. That was clean. And that is a 4-1. I believe this is ODM 2. I'll need to check the spreadsheet to remember. That's what you get for an ODM finals is like, I don't remember who was 1 and 2. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. Well, congrats to ODM overall for winning the Clan Clash. And then extra congrats to ODM 2. Fuck, now I'm going to actually have to find out because I do have to report the score. No, I have to fact check. I don't want to do that. Alright, let's figure it out. Clan event spreadsheet. ODM 1 is... Yes, I was correct this whole time. ODM 2 was run by Alfredo. I'm always right. Never doubt yourself. Hummus boy. Boom. That'll be a 4-1 to ODM 2. Exalted Flamers are overpowered. GG. Thanks to all the clans and all the teams and all the players on all the teams that participated in this event. It was a fun event to cast. Memes and silliness and shenanigans aside, it was a bunch of good games. Really focused content, and I'm glad you all participated. The prize provided by some of our patrons will be administered right after the stream ends. And anything else to announce? Not really. I'm mostly settled into my new house. My new job starts Wednesday. I don't know what the stream schedule is going to look like. My old job, I had flexible hours. Like, I had projects I had to complete, but I completed them on my own time. So if I wanted to stream in the European daytime, I would just go to work at night. That won't be a thing anymore. I do have a set schedule. I have to show up and work. So if I'm going to do time zones that are friendly to Europe, it's probably going to be on the weekends. During the weekdays, I could maybe stream in any time zone. So just a heads up, that's a schedule change that life and shit happens. And if you don't like it, then you should have gotten 100 friends to subscribe, and then we'd be at 100,000 subscribers, and then I could do this as a full-time job, and I could stream whenever. But you didn't, so it's your fault. I had to get a different job that's more normal. So I blame you. I blame you. Hummus, where's my money? I don't know. I'll just send it to Alfredo. It'll be Alfredo's problem. Hope the job is good, though. Me too. Me too, buddy. Goodbye forever! And congratulations to ODM. Also, congratulations to ODM for the runner-up. And that's the button line. The subscribe button thing. Do that or whatever. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. You're all adults. And if you're not adults, then I don't know, man. Your stable 6-digit income? 6-digit? You're rather optimistic, my friend. Mercy the Mad, Tactical Lich. Who do we raid here? I guess we could raid Mercy. Is he subscribers only? No, he's not subscribers only. Oh, but I can't raid him because he doesn't have his thing set up. That's right, I've tried raiding him in the past and it doesn't work. Alright, who else is streaming that I can raid? Bruh, nobody. Nobody's playing. Alright. Good luck with this stream. Graph. There's one watching now. Bump, bump. Redirect, add this one. Boo! Alright, whatever. He doesn't have his settings set up either. Nothing matters. I can't send you to anybody. I tried. Goodbye.